Take what?
Beanstalk.
All right, we're back with the beans. Seen beans take stock. That's terrible. Because beans don't talk at all. Today we are making barbecue baked beans. I've done a bunch of different variations on this recipe, but this is really the base recipe. Sometimes I cheat and add some barbecue sauce. Today we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna kind of do it from the basics. I do need one more ingredient. That's what the other jar was out for. But we're gonna start with a rather large size Vidalia onion, dice that up small. One medium-ish size jalapeno, dice that up really, really small. For our bacon here, I have a pound of bacon, and really what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this into small pieces. I'm really just cutting it across, right? Maybe about 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, not too particular. But we're gonna render this bacon down, and then we're gonna cook our vegetables and our minced garlic and stuff in there. This does have a lot of ingredients because I'm not using a barbecue sauce. You can certainly get some baked beans, add some bacon, onion, jalapeno, maybe some extra spices and throw some barbecue sauce in there. It still tastes pretty good. But what I wanted to do for this recipe is kind of go with the basic recipe that I started with. And from there, you know, you can get a kind of an idea how the flavors build in this. I do have a lot of different stuff here. So in this measuring cup, I've got 2 tablespoons of whole grain mustard. That's a really good whole grain mustard. We've got a 1/2 teaspoon of liquid smoke. I don't want to add too much smoke, but I do want to have a little bit of that flavor. Liquid smoke is very, very strong. 2/3 of a cup molasses. 1/3 of a cup of maple syrup, real maple syrup, not that corn syrupy stuff. 1/3 of a cup of honey. 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire. And then for the dry ingredients here, of course we have the onion and the bacon. And then I've got a 1/2 tablespoon of minced garlic, 1 tablespoon of black pepper, and then a 1/2 teaspoon each of kosher salt, smoked paprika, and cumin. So we're gonna add 1/2 cup of brown sugar too. And we are gonna add a little bit of tomato paste as well, but we'll get to that. So we're gonna go to the stove, we're gonna render this bacon down and start adding our ingredients. All right, first thing we're gonna do is render our bacon here. We're gonna make sure that rendering the bacon is, we're gonna kind of cook it slow so it gets all nice and crispy and all the fat renders out. I've got a pound of bacon here. I know there's a lot of ingredients to this recipe, but it is essentially a 1-pot recipe. We're gonna cook it all in the same pot. All right, so we just wanna break this up. And this is actually gonna take a long time to render this bacon out, because we wanna reduce all the fat in the bacon to a liquid, and we're gonna take out all the crispy bacon meat. So once we get this going here, we're gonna do it on like maybe lowish, medium low, and we'll keep checking it. All right, so it's been a few minutes. We're getting to that stage, getting a little bit there. You can still see there's still a lot of uncooked bacon there. We really just want this to be all nice and crispy. And then we're gonna drain it off. We're gonna take the bacon out and drain off most of that oil. And I'm gonna cook the onions in some of that bacon grease, but just a very little bit, not all of this. It'll take just maybe like 2 or 3 minutes more. And again, I have this on medium heat. We don't want it to burn, we don't want that, but we do want it to crisp up. All that foaminess is just the liquid, the moisture coming out of the meat and the fat, mixing with the oil. But you just want to keep stirring this, just because, I probably put too much in the pan at once. All right, this bacon is good. It's where it should be. All right, so here's what we have here for that bacon. All right, nice golden brown color. Again, I'm gonna start that on medium low. I want to sweat the onions. I don't want them to necessarily brown, but there's some brownness on the bottom of the pan, right? So they are gonna get a little brown from that. Maybe like a tablespoon of oil back in, not even really. So I want to cook these until they're translucent, because we want them fully cooked. So those are going to take a minute, and we're actually going to cover those up. Now the other ingredients that we have here, to the onions, when the onions are pretty close, the next thing I'm going to add the minced garlic. I'll add the dry spices and the tomato paste when we get there, and then I'm going to add in the brown sugar, right? So we're kind of building off of that initial thing. Once those are in and they're all mixed in and cooked, then I'm gonna add the liquid ingredients, and then we'll add our beans. Now, I use pinto beans for this. I know a little bit of a, camera this one, a little bit of a struggle finding good sized pinto bean cans today. I don't know where they are, but we did use these. These are just plain pinto beans. They do have to be drained and rinsed in cold water. I'm not overly pleased with the quality of the beans right now. I mean, they're a little bit squished when they come out of the can. I have not ever done it with soaking dry beans. Certainly I would like to try to do that sometime, but you gotta soak them overnight, so it's a good 24-hour soak or whatever before you can use the beans, and it takes longer to cook. This way, I can kind of do it all in one day, and then we can have it later on tonight, right? All right, so these onions are pretty close, so I am going to put in the minced garlic. Again, that was about a half tablespoon of minced garlic. And you can use fresh garlic. Definitely use fresh garlic. I just happen to have them minced. A lot of times I use just garlic powder. If I use garlic powder though, I use less because garlic powder is so much stronger than fresh garlic. That smells delicious just the way it is. Again, I'm just kind of maintaining that medium-low temp. Medium to medium-low. All right, those onions are close to the translucent phase, so I'm going to add my spices. Tablespoon of black pepper, half teaspoon each of kosher salt, smoked paprika, and cumin. I like to add the dry spices when I'm sauteing because it brings out, I feel like it brings out the flavor a little bit more. I'm not sure if that's a thing or not, but I feel like it is. Probably just because I can smell it better when I put that stuff in there, right? All right, from there, I'm going to add my half cup of brown sugar. There's a lot of like sugary type flavors in these beans, right? Because we're making our own barbecue sauce here. You know, essentially I have molasses and honey, maple syrup, brown sugar. You know, it seems like it would be super sweet, but they are not super sweet. All right, from there, I'm going to add my tomato paste, which is pretty much the foundation of ketchup and most barbecue sauces is tomato paste. I have 2 tablespoons of tomato paste in there. It's gonna give it a little bit of a tomato flavor, not too much. All right, so here's our base here with the onions and jalapenos in there. And then we're going to add the rest of our liquid. And this sort of deglazes the pan too while you're cooking it. What I mean by that, all that brownness that's stuck to the bottom of the pan from the rendering the bacon out comes up. All right, so what we're looking for is a simmer. It's sugar, so it's not gonna look like the same kind of boil, but you can see it's simmering here, right? So from there, once we get that little bit of simmer, we're gonna add our crispy bacon back. I'm gonna give that a good stir in. And then we're going to add our pinto beans. And we're just gonna slowly fold these in. Again, they were kind of a mess when we got them. A lot of mashed and broken beans. I definitely might try the dried beans next time. I've just never done it that way, so. All right, so now we have our baked beans and we're going to turn this down, cover it. It's gonna cook for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, probably about an hour, I think. We'll know when we get there. But that's what we're gonna do. Turn it down to low. Check it every once in a while. Make sure you're mixing up that, mixing them up slowly so you don't mash the beans together. But it is sugar, so you don't want that to burn to the bottom because it'll give you a really bad burnt flavor. Take what?
Beanstalk.
All right, we're back with the beans. Seen beans take stock. That's terrible. Because beans don't talk at all. Anyway, we're back. All right, we're back. We simmered these for about an hour, stirring frequently. And I want to show you just what it looks like. We're gonna serve these. These are make an excellent side for any kind of barbecue, right? We're gonna serve these with, I don't wanna put too much into this bowl so that we don't have. We're gonna serve these with some ribs as a side to our rib video that probably already came out, I think. I don't know how this schedule thing works, but these are excellent barbecue beans. They don't take a long time. Definitely have a lot of ingredients, but they are one pot recipe. They last a really long time. Everybody loves them. They're a little bit spicy, a little sweet and spicy because we made our own barbecue sauce, but you can certainly, you know, definitely anytime you're cooking, you should just taste it. taste it. You can always take, you can always add more stuff, but you can't take anything out. So if you think it's a little, you're adverse to spice, maybe don't add the jalapeno or use less black pepper. It'll be a little sweeter. You might want to add a little something else to it too though. But be sure to like and subscribe. Definitely try out this bean recipe. What was the other thing about the bell? Click the bell, hit the bell on the bottom. I don't know what that means, but just do that. Like and subscribe. Hope you enjoy these beans. We're going to try these right now. And again, we're going to serve them with our ribs. Just big chunks of bacon and onion. Very hot, but that's good.